Next, we're gonna show an equation that has two signs. This is still an equation that we can combine like terms. So these are our two terms right here. Here's our variable terms. So here we go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna combine these. This is in orderly fashion backwards, but we're gonna say 1 plus 3, the same as 3 minus 1, which will give us 3 minus 1 is 2. So those are combined. We're gonna drop our x down. And now it's positive since there's 3 more than negative 1, which will equal 5. Then we're gonna show our opposite equation, minus 2. Those are gonna cancel because that equals 0. Then we're gonna do the same to this side of the equation, 2. We're gonna drop our x down, x, and we're gonna drop our equal sign down, equals 5 minus 2, which is 3. So now we have found our variable, which will add up, if we do this, to 5. Then, here's one which could be tricky because it shows a digit, a variable, and another digit. This could get confusing because you could keep them separate. Let's try to keep them separate because maybe this is the way that you can do it best. So let's minus 1 minus 1 minus 1, 0, minus 1. 1 minus 1, 0. So we got that step marked out. Now we have to bring these down, x minus 2, bring our equal sign down, equals 0. So now we're gonna flip the sign, x plus 2 equals, sorry about that, jumping the gun. So we're gonna add the 2, those are gonna cancel. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 0. We're gonna bring our x down, which is gonna show x equals 2. I wanna show something on this one, which it's the same for all, but since we are now to the end of our x variables, I wanna show how you check your answer. Checking your answer should be done after you complete every single equation. You always want to make sure you're right if you have the chance to show that you're right. So here we go. Let's write the equation, the original equation, out to the side because we're going to check our answer. So it was 1 plus x minus 2 equals 1. We have shown here that x equals 2. So we're going to substitute our x for the 2 since we have identified that x equals 2 by solving the problem. So we're going to rewrite it, x plus 2 minus 2 equals 1. Okay, so let's do 2 steps at a time. We're going to do this first. 1 plus 2 is 3. We're going to bring down our 2, negative minus 2. We're going to bring down our equal and 1. Now we have one more step which will show if we are right on each side of the equation. So 3 minus 2 is 1, which equals 1. So we have shown here that this side of the equation and this side of the equation are equivalent. That is how you check your answer. You're going to substitute your x's back into the equations as your variable so we can show that they're equal sides on the equation. Now, I just want to throw a twist in there. Like I said, it can be any letter in the alphabet. So I'm just going to do some simple ones. We have already done some, but I want to use different variables just so you can understand that it can be any letter. So here's our first step, minus 1, because that's our first step of the equation. So those are going to cancel. Minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. We just bring down our variable, y equals 1. Super simple, same concept, just a different letter. Same concept here. We're gonna subtract our 3, first step. Those are gonna cancel, equals 0. Minus 3, 5 minus 3 is 2. Z equals 2. Then I would want to do another letter. I just wanted to make it clear that you can use any letter. So we're gonna minus 10 from this side equals 0. We're gonna do the other side of the equation. Minus 10, 11 minus 10 is 1. We're gonna drop down our variable, L equals 1. So here is the basic steps on finding your variable, adding or subtracting by using opposite signs to find your variable. I'm gonna give a minute just to make sure you have these definitions and tips pointed out, to make sure you have your checking written down, and then I'm gonna erase and I'm gonna move on to multiplying or dividing by identifying the variable. So now we have that all written down. I just want to do a few equations on multiplying and dividing. So we're going to have x times 2 equals 6. We have to do the opposite same thing, so we're going to divide opposite. Remember, always opposite signs. So we're gonna divide by 2. 2 divided by 2, cancel. Because it's 1. 1 in this case means 0. Divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 goes into 6. We're gonna bring our variable down 2 times. So 3. We're gonna check this by going 3. We have 3 2 times. So we can do this. Equals 6, so 6 equals 6, or we can do 3 times 2, which equals 6. Simple multiplication for what we're learning in our lesson today. Then I want to do a division one. Let's do y divided by, let's do 4, and then we're gonna do 2 on this side. So this is showing us y divided by 4. We always remember that multiplication, opposite, so we're gonna multiply by 4. This is gonna cancel because it's division. Then we are gonna multiply this side by 4, which gives us 8. So it's showing us that y equals 8. Now let's check this one. I want to show it's the same. So 8 divided by 4 equals 2. 4, so we can do this. 4 plus 4, because it's showing us that there's 2 4s, equals 8, which is your variable. Or you can do 8, because divided by 2 equals 4, which is our denominator. We're going to further on this multiplication division lesson tomorrow, but today I want to focus on group work, creating equations, adding and subtracting.